This is the realest of the real daily plan with me, so when I'm using this card deck. All right, I'm washing my hands because I just can't get over when I'm editing these videos, just how my hands look. I'm like, ugh, oh my gosh. I don't know how anyone does these. Okay, just so you know, I haven't touched my card deck today, but I say that with that's not totally true. I did pull this card out to stay focused because I'm working on these two products this morning, and I don't know, I just it's like a comfort blanket. I don't know. I like having it out there to remind myself to stay focused. So anyway, I did pull that card out, but I haven't done anything else because I wanted to show you why this card system works for me at the end of the day. If I open up my bag, I had this in my bag with me yesterday. I went on a hike and I recorded stuff. So I literally just got done with making the 4x6. So if you notice, yesterday I went on a hike and recorded a Q&A video, and that was the 13th, and today is the 14th. So if you notice, my 13th is still here and still has the full cards there. What was my excuse for not going through the cards yesterday? I don't have one. I don't know. I had the best day yesterday still. I still got through a lot of these cards without having to check them. This is why I love the card deck, because I'm not going to have a blank 13th page, where I didn't get to it, I didn't fill it out, and I'm not going to have a filled out 13th page with nothing crossed off and nothing done. All of these are going to get shuffled to the next time. I touched on a lot of these things. I try and make a practice of at least touching on my routine things each day. There's also the 3-strike rule. Yeah, going through it. So these were all my cards from yesterday, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them. This is my daily plan with me, what I'm doing to plan the day. Let's go ahead and get started. This is what I would do first. First of all, I would usually have this in my black bag. And I'm going to go ahead and just take out up here, up to January, because that's really, these are the cards we're playing with for the most part. First off, and as you can see, you can do as much or as little with the card deck each day as you'd like. You don't have to do all of this stuff. I just checked to see what holidays are coming up. Tomorrow, the Bill of Rights day is there, and that's kind of fun to go over. I mean, it's not exactly Christmassy, but could do something with that. That would be fun to review. Then on Sunday is National Maple Syrup Day, and I have my Princess Switch night, which I told my husband about yesterday, and he was like, all right. So with these daily date dividers, I have an important thing that I add onto it each day, or a memory. And last year, when my 2022 to 2023 date dividers got all filled up, what I did was I went through, I have a video on this, I went through and added things that meant a lot to me or that I really enjoyed. I highlighted them and then added them over to Google Calendar and set them up as anniversaries. So Princess Switch, I watched the Princess Switch movies while I was making food for a family get-together, and I had the best time. So I added it in as an anniversary, and on the 17th of December, I watch Princess Switch. I don't know. It's the little things that I think are a lot of fun. So creating those anniversaries for yourself. And then, so I just kind of do a quick review. I don't have my 12-week year. It ended on the 9th. And so I'm just kind of chilling up until I started in mid-January. And at that point, actually within this chilling moment, I need to plan, or I have the opportunity to plan for my next 12-week year, which is going to be around fitness. And I'm really excited to share more about that process with you. And I've just been kind of thinking things through and refining ideas, because I think part of the getting started in the 12-week year, or any goal really, is making sure you set a good goal. Not only good, but the right goal for you at the right time in your life. So I'm really spending some time on picking a good one. I went over my calendar. Obviously, I don't take as long as I just did to do that. Usually it takes me a second, but I just talked to you, blabbed for I don't know how many minutes. All right, I go over my vision board. This is something I've been thinking about a lot, is this statement, create the things you wish existed. I'll talk about that when I go over my 12-week year for YouTube, but I have little sayings on here and things that I am working towards or want to focus on as I'm designing my days and what it is that I'm doing and how I'm helping. I have an affirmation that I like to read over, and this one is so cool because This is the craziest thing. Okay, let me just tell you a quick story before I go on. So I just went over these. I'm going to switch them over instead of the 14th because the 14th is today and I don't need to do it again. I'm going to go ahead and switch them over to the 15th, which is on Friday, right? Yeah, I know that because I looked at the calendar. All right, so this affirmation I made for my 12-week year, and I felt so nerdy showing it to you every time I opened the card deck. But guess what? I have 3,000 subscribers now, and I have 10,000 hours for the year. I mean, how crazy, right? So that was like a totally arbitrary number that I was trying to be really careful about measurement and make it super realistic for myself. And ChatGPT, I asked it for a strategy and I gave it some of my numbers and said, how would you choose to measure success around that? Something like that. And it threw out the numbers for 3,000 subscribers and 10,000 hours for watch time. At first I was like, okay, those are crazy numbers, but sure. Because I knew there's that outside realm, if a video does well, that's totally possible. So I kept those numbers and I kept looking at this and thinking about how it would be that I would attract that type of number of people, if I would attract that kind of attention, and what an honor it is to have that type of attention. And I wanted to make sure that I was doing a good job with that. So this is really helpful because it kept me focused each day as I went throughout the day on what it was that I was doing. And I think this brings it back to how many goals you pick for your 12-week year. It's just so effective for me to just do one goal. And that doesn't mean that I'm not doing more things. But when in the morning, when I do my eat the frog type, I know I reference way too many self-help books. Sorry guys, but that's just how I learn, is through reading. My eat the frog activity is focused around 12-week year. So if I have more than one goal that I'm focused on, it messes with my brain, and I just like to have just the one thing. So anyway, having one goal, so I have this one affirmation for that area is really, really helpful. I went over this, so I would file it over to the 15th. And sometimes I'm not very tidy with this and I'll just throw it there. But I do always try and have this calendar card up in the very front because you'll reference it throughout the day as you're shuffling cards, and it just saves you time. So I review my weekly rhythm just as a nice little reminder to myself. Thursdays, which is today, is all about hobbies and personal growth. I did a lot of hobby and personal growth stuff yesterday, though. I did communicate with my husband. I'll go over it in just a second, but we'll see. I don't know. It's a Christmas season. I can do whatever I want. I mean, within reason. Okay, again, so I'm going to go ahead and shuffle it. And then I have a reminder of my fun ahead. My fun that we decided on last night was that we're doing Sleepless in Seattle tonight. So I might it's kind of late. You don't have to do this. You don't even have to do a fun ahead card. It's just, again, I think I've talked about this in the past. The reason why I don't always use it, the reason why I do use it is because oftentimes I will forget about the fun cards, those weird cards that are coming up, and I won't prepare for them, and then I won't do them. So this is just a way for me each day to be like, oh yeah, I have this coming up. I wouldn't need to write Sleepless in Seattle for tonight, but this is a Christmas movie, right? And it's just fun because he lives on a houseboat and we live on a boat in the Seattle area. We've been to all the locations that they shot at. There's a little restaurant there in Pike's Place Market. You'll have to let me know if you've been to it. It's kind of fun. So Friday, we got a movie night coming up, which is a community thing. Saturday, we have something going on that I didn't write there, and I don't have to write there, but it's going to be fun. So let's go ahead and shuffle that. Actually, we could probably just get rid of it because I don't need to be reminded about the rest of the things. So what I would do then is just put this in blanks so that I can use this again. I use these type of once used cards for scripting videos like this. I actually have it right here because I have to edit these. I laid it out early this morning. But see, this is an example of my script from yesterday. I I didn't write today. I was going to write because it's a Thursday, but again, I'm just trying to get those 4x6s out, so I haven't been dedicating a whole lot of time to writing. So let's go ahead and, because I don't want to stress myself out about that and feel bad about not getting to it. So let's go ahead and put this over to when I would be most likely to get to it. We'll say on the 21st.
I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle that to the 21st.
And then morning pages I did. I found some space in a travel journal that I had from our fun thing, so I got to write it out in there. Morning pages, if you're not familiar, is from The Artist's Way. What day are we working on again? Oh yeah, the 15th. I promise I'm not this airy-fairy. Talking and moving my hands and paying attention to the video at the same time is hard. Okay, so let's go further into yesterday's cards that I didn't get to. And again, all of this doesn't take as long because I would just quickly go through them, the little stack that I have here, and then just go pop. And some of them I might not even skip to next week. I might skip to 2 weeks from then. So you really just have to think about it. So I had clean and organized my phone. And actually I did do this yesterday when I was waiting in the car. I didn't clean it necessarily, but I organized some of the videos. I have all these videos on my phone that I just needed to delete some from. And then network, email, mail. I did this yesterday. All right, no. Writing my weekly report. I did a full thing last week with my husband and reviewed all the stuff coming up. And I talked a little bit about it in my weekly plan with me video that I did the other day. I didn't do all of that this time. I just let him know as we were chatting what events were coming up in the week, and that was good enough for me. And then I didn't go to the library. So if I wanted to, what I could do is take a pencil and write skipped and the date right at the bottom left. If you've read Sidetracked Home Executives, that's what they do. And then that way when it comes up next Wednesday and you're about to skip it, you say, oh, maybe I should do it. So you prioritize things that you might have missed the week before. Clean purse, wallets, and bags. They were still pretty tidy. And then menu plan, I've already had it done from the previous week. I'm working on resetting our diets, just like cleaning everything up. And so I've just been running the same meal plan. In fact, tonight is ramen. I'll show you in just a second. We had it last week, and I mean, it feels like I just made it. But that's Christmas for you, right? So I have a list of meal plan for Christmas Day and Christmas Eve that I wanted to set. And I didn't do that yesterday, and I really haven't thought about it either. Oh, and I have New Year's too. We usually do some like cute apps on New Year's Eve. So I need to look that up. So let's go ahead and take this batch, and I'm going to go ahead and shuffle it to next Wednesday, including the menu plan for Christmas, because that's just not something I want to think about right now. So I'm looking at my calendar. Today is yesterday was the 13th, so I'm going to shuffle them to the 20th. So I just find the 20th divider.
Pop it in there.
Create a menu plan. Oh, I should have batched that over there. Sorry, I got kind of excited. I haven't blogged or pinned in, I think, 2 Wednesdays, or counting yesterday. So next week is when I really should do it, and I'll probably get to it beforehand. It's hard for me to blog and pin because I just don't see the results from it. I mean, as far as, I don't know, it takes a while for things to get found on search, and I also don't read blogs. So it's hard for me to put a lot of emphasis on that when I'm putting emphasis on videos. I didn't get to bookkeeping yesterday, and that's usually just touching up like our budget spreadsheet. And I didn't talk to my husband about it. I didn't clean the computer yesterday. And this is something technically that I don't have to do every week. I've been doing it weekly because I am making these videos, and a lot of them have been longer, and I just like to make sure that things are organized on the computer and that it's just well taken care of, especially in the winter here on the boat with all the sea air. It makes me feel better to take care of it because I love it too. Preparing the camera. I've done this a few times now, like I've talked about. I have my other cameras ready to go. The only thing that I want to do that I haven't done yet with this is set up the GoPro with my son. I don't know how to use his GoPro, and so I just want to like get a little tutorial on how to use the GoPro. Not necessarily for these videos, but for other fun stuff we do. Address and mail holiday cards. Oh, this is one that is not good that I didn't get to yesterday. I was going to mail our holiday cards and mail presents, and I want to make sure I do that today, so I'll set those out. So these guys are all gonna go over to next week, which was the 20th. And again, all of this takes a lot less time, but I'm chatting with you, so I'm spending more time on cards. Note meal, I think I made that yesterday or the day before. This was one of those repeat things, and I always forget how, like, what the combination is as far as how much of one thing versus the other. And when you make note meal, it's pretty important because you're using things like chia seed that just soak up water. So I just like to make sure that I'm not adding too much of one thing. Have you had note meal before? It's good. It's not oatmeal, but I like it. So I'm going to file this back with my recipe cards, which I have. I'll just show you. I have them here. So I don't have any kind of alphabetical dividers, so I just
kind of find the letter beforehand and then place that there.
So these all, I think I've told you in my weekly plan with me that I need to, or I have the opportunity, I'm looking forward to the opportunity to do a reset on these meals so that I make sure that everything in there is helping us reach our goal as a family of being healthy and just super energetic and ready to go. Oh, were these here too? Gosh, you guys, I wasn't paying attention. I went to the gym this morning. My bed is made. This was taken care of already from yesterday. I'll put this. So this is actually, since this is done,
I'm going to go ahead and place this in front of, oh, I have it over here.
I'm going to go ahead and place it in front of December. So I have a few other cards like that. I put the gingerbread cookies recipe in front of December because I'm not going to cook them again until next year, and then I'll have it for then. Continuing on. I haven't cleaned out the car yet, but that's something that I usually do at the end of the day. Wipe down the bathrooms, vacuum. I haven't done afternoon dishes. So these are going into the later nighttime activities I could still do. I haven't done sprouting, and I don't think I'm going to get to my sprouting until Sunday. So I'm going to shuffle it in front of Sunday. Oh, this goes with mailing the cards because it's my list of people. And, oh, this is the meal plan card, so you can see it's well loved from this week. And these were some of the things I had to purchase. I also didn't fill out all of it, right? So you could go full out, and this is something I do when we cruise especially, because I like to make sure that I have a well-provisioned boat, so knowing how much of everything I need was helpful. Just lunch and dinners are good. Oh, last night we did have lemon salmon. It was so good.
Let's see. So where are we at?
We're going to go ahead and place these today, which is the 14th. I'm going to go ahead and just plan them right there because I still have to do those things. And then the sprouting, I said I was going to move to Sunday, which is the 17th. And so that's just going to remind me to get my sprouts ready to go.
And
These I need to do today. So I'm going to go ahead and place those up in the front there. And I'm going to keep that with it. And this was from Wednesday. So this was an insane sunrise.
underline it. Beautiful sky.
The sky yesterday while I was on my walk was just, it was amazing all day long after just the most insane sunrise. So it was very cool. I'm going to go ahead and put this then.
Behind the 12th.
See, all these cards are now in front of January. And here we are on the 14th. Oh, these were the ones that I already did. So again, I'm going to push these over to tomorrow's day. And done. So today,
Oh my gosh.
2 months ago, we flew to Las Vegas. We did a whole Grand Canyon, Sedona tour. It was the most incredible vacation. We had so much fun. There was some really crazy ferry cancellations the night before. We got all ready to go, and I got a text message that our ferry was canceled. So we ended up having to leave at like 4 a.m. to get in line because it was during sports to make sure that we could get off the island, and we did. Oh, and I watched Friends and laughed out loud. Oh, that show is so funny. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, no, today's the 14th. So I'm going to prioritize heading to the post office today. This is a good reminder for my meals. I'm going to make kreklaw for chicken. That's the worst name. Or kreklaw with chicken for lunch. Like I said, I'm making ramen again. And I do feel like I just made it. But I really love this recipe. It's so easy in the Instant Pot. And so I'm excited to do that. Later, I do dishes, clean out the car. Then I go through my nighttime routine. I'm going to touch on the laundry. I'm not going to actually do the laundry today. And then I have some lists of videos here that I'm working on. So this is the daily plan with me video that's supposed to go out on Sunday. Let's keep it on Sunday. And then I'm going over my 12-week year. I'm doing a reset of the meal plan. I have the toolkit list, and I wanted to do a bigger plan with me for 2024. Those might change a little bit because I want to make sure that I'm sharing my 12-week year plan, and all of you are planning your new year right now, and I feel bad saying I'm not going to show you the 12-week year card process. You can see the examples that I'd set up already on my YouTube channel if you have questions, but I don't know. I might move it up sooner. Like I said, the point is not to teach so much as to show you my experience and how this has worked for me. So I don't want to set up something that is not going to actually work for me, and I also don't want to rush it. These are ones that I'm working on, and I actually am finishing the plan with me video now, so I'm going to go ahead and just move these over to tomorrow. I don't really need to see them again. Oh, my husband's back from his paddle, so I gotta hurry up. Just because otherwise you'll hear him in the background. That's the only reason why I'm saying I have to hurry. So today I'm going to do an artist date. I'm going to clean out my fridge. I'm going to clean out the pantry, tidy up the shoe and coat area, clean under the cushions. I already meditated. I did it in the sauna today. I'm making chicken ramen tonight. I'll place that further in the front so I can see. And I'm going to set up the pizza crust for tomorrow. Otherwise, I get too tired to just do it. And yes, last Friday, oh my goodness, I ordered out for pizza. So it was almost free, because I've already purchased all the ingredients, to a takeout pizza price for not preparing the pizza crust. So that was my plan with me for the day. And so the next thing I'm going to do is continue to work on these 4x6 cards. And then I'll go into making lunch and making the pizza crust, and then just keep working the card deck. All right, thanks guys.